Hi everyone, welcome. We're doing a review on the market in Morro Bay today. So we're in beautiful San Luis Obispo County. I'm sitting here at an open house, just wrapping things up, but I thought we'd do a quick little update to include, be sure to like and subscribe to our channel. We're constantly trying to feed market information as well as questions that you may have. So if you have any questions, be sure to put them in the comments below, or you can message me. My contact information will be below as well. But let's go ahead and get into Morro Bay. Morro Bay, of course, is in San Luis Obispo County, nestled right in between Los Angeles and San Francisco on the beautiful California Central Coast. So a common question I get is, how's the market, right? So let's take a look at the numbers. Numbers don't lie. I like to, and everyone looks at them differently, but we try to just get them out there for you in terms of what's going on currently in the market, how are we being reported, and see what we can take a look at for you as a buyer or even a seller, and give you an idea of the market in its current state. So let's go ahead and let's share some information. I know one of these days I need to do a better job of presenting this, but right now this is what I have. And we'll go ahead and here's some info on the market right now. Let's go ahead and hide this for now. We'll get to that in a second. But if you want to take a look at, let me see if we're sharing that. Yeah, we are. Let's go ahead and get a full screen on that for us. Doing this from my laptop today, so it's a little different. Just bear with me. Here we go. This is what I wanted. So we can see here in Morro Bay, we've got the median price has been $937,000. As you can see here, move my screen over. So that's actually up 17% over September 2021 of last year. So again, these numbers were trending up last year. Right now we are seeing a softening in the market. However, these numbers are still higher, much higher than they were a year ago. So for example, a 3-bedroom in September of 2022 would have cost you about $1 million in Morro Bay. And in 2021, that same 3-bedroom was averaging about $815,000. So that's an increase of about 22% roughly. So well over 20% increase in value in the area in just 1 year. So many say that's a bubble. Well, we'll see as time progresses, right? We'll see where the market ends. Right now, a 3-bedroom, even in the month of September, it was $1 million. We're going to look at how we're doing in the middle of October in just a moment, but let's take a look at, now it had been a seller's market, but I'm actually going to say this is going to be, I'm going to call this a neutral market in Morro Bay. And this is one of the first times I've actually said this, other than Pebble Beach. Pebble Beach has definitely switched over to a buyer's market. And when do we say that it's a buyer's market? We say it's a buyer's market whenever you've got 6 or more months of inventory. Right now, we have about 6 months of inventory in Morro Bay. How do we say that? We've got 35 homes that were for sale, and this is taking into account September numbers, and 6 of them had sold in the month of September. So you divide that 6 into the 35, and that gives you 6 months. So we've got roughly about 6 months of inventory in Morro Bay, which is not a seller's market anymore. That is a neutral market. I'm not going to say it's a buyer's market either. Typically for a buyer's market, you want to see maybe 7 to 9 months of inventory. And then so we're getting close. You can see that's definitely softening in Morro Bay in terms of the inventory there. So, and in terms of calling what kind of market you want to call it. So there's different schools of thought on that, but right now I'm going to say it's a neutral market in Morro Bay, not a buyer's market, not a seller's market. So you're going to have to hone in on the neighborhood. You have to hone in on the price range you're looking at and see where you're at. And also, of course, how that home is priced as it hits the market if you're actively looking for a home. If you're a seller, you want to really take a close look at what other homes like yours have been selling for. Morro's a little unique because there's not a lot of tract homes in Morro Bay, a lot of custom homes and semi-custom homes. So that makes this a little tougher, but definitely get with your realtor or get with me and we can help you out with that. So 14 days on the market is what we saw in September 2022 in Morro Bay. And that's versus in August, we saw 9 days on the market. So you can see this kind of goes along with going into a neutral market in Morro Bay. We went from 9 days on them, it crept up, right? It was a lot lower before, and each month we've seen it kind of creep up in each area, and we're definitely seeing that trend in Morro Bay here as well. So of the homes that sold in Morro Bay, there were 6 that sold that we saw, and let's take a look at those. 5 of them sold under 30 days. So that tells me that those homes that sold, those 5 that sold, they were priced right, because the average days on market for those 5 came down to about 14 days, right? So they were selling quickly, and you can see only 1 of them was in the 30 to 90 day range. And as we scroll up just a bit, let's take a look at what we've done in the last week for Morro Bay. So in the last week for Morro Bay, last 7 days, as of today, it's October 16th. So in the last week, we've had 1 new home hit the market. We've had 1 reduce their price. We've had 3 go into contract or pending. And in addition to that, we had 3 that actually closed or sold. So if you take that 3 times 4, so you're going to have about 12 homes. If you kept with that trend, have about 12 homes sold for the month. So that would be pretty good if that did occur, and that trend did happen in the entire month of October, because obviously in September only 6 sold. So we might be on track to close pretty good numbers there. Oops, moved over to Pismo. So here we go. Let's take a look at our current homes that are on the market. We have 24 homes that are on the market right now in Morro Bay. So you might think, well, that's not a lot of homes. Well, 24 homes on the market. If you're looking at 3 times 4, that's 12. If that pace continued of 12 homes sold in the month of October, that means October was very brisk, because if you only have 24 homes available and they're selling at that pace, that's about 2 months of inventory. So either we've had a little spike in activity in Morro Bay, or we're seeing a little bit of a trend there in terms of just the number of homes closing at this time of year. Maybe it's just something pre-holiday that's happening. But the average days on market of all the homes that are currently on the market, these are active homes that are available. I'm not talking about pending. I'm not talking about active under contract. I'm talking about just nice, clean, available homes. Their average days on market is 55. Now that's an average. So again, of 24 homes, they're averaging about 55 days. What did we see on our closings? 14 days was the average days on market. So this is telling me there's a lot of sellers in Morro Bay that are going past the 14-day mark. They're going past the 30-day mark, and that's what's pushing that average up. So we're seeing some numbers there that tell a story, right? So price your home right, you're going to go in a couple of weeks. And if you want to hold out a little bit and wait for that price, maybe you're not being realistic to the numbers as they are today. If you need to sell today, again, every situation is different, I know. And so if you're not in a hurry, maybe 55 days to 90 days is normal. And it actually is. I know that sounds crazy to say, but it's just many buyers and sellers still aren't attuned to that. We've been just so hammered the last few years in California on the Central Coast, with our days on market being sometimes less than 7 many times, and making that very tough for buyers. So just again, 55 days average of the 25. And this is an interesting thing. So 24 homes, you almost have 50, half the homes almost are reduced prices. Now, most people are surprised when they hear that number. They think everyone has reduced prices. And that's not the case. And we're seeing that with the 55-day average, aren't we? So because a lot of people aren't reducing their price, they are staying on the market a lot longer. So that's where we're seeing those numbers. So as I switch here, I'm just going to remind everybody, be sure to like and subscribe. I know I keep saying that, but we really want your support. I appreciate it if you do. If you can go to my YouTube channel, I'm not sure which medium you're seeing this through, but if you go to YouTube, like and subscribe there, that'll get you an alert. You hit that little bell, it'll give you an alert as to when I'm putting these podcasts out there. So trying to be consistent with doing them in the mornings, but if I'm traveling, it makes it a little challenging, but we'll try to get a schedule put together here so I'm more consistent with that. But the last 4 weeks of Morro Bay, this is where it gets kind of fun. In the last 4 weeks, this is 30 days back from the middle of the month of October. We're at October 15th. So going 4 weeks back, our median price has been $1.1 million. So that is right on track, really not much different from what we saw in the month of September. Of course, this is only 2 weeks into October, so we could be looking at just a few different numbers here, and we'll explain why. So $1,077,000 was what a 3-bedroom would cost you in the last 4 weeks. And that's right on track with what we saw with the September numbers overall at $1 million. And if you compare that to the $815,000 for a 3-bedroom last year, that's up 32%. So a little higher. We're trending upwards in terms of the average price there. And we did have, in the last 4 weeks, 11 homes sell. So we saw a lot of brisk activity in the last couple weeks is what this is telling me. And because if you take those 11 days and put them into the number of homes, 11 homes sold. And what did we say we're on the market currently? 24, and it may not be taking into account the pending homes, but nonetheless, we're looking to trend at about 3 to 4 months. So we're kind of wavering. That's why I say it's kind of a neutral to a seller's market. It's right on the cusp for Morro Bay in terms of what kind of market it is, but I'm still going to call it a neutral market, only because I see that average days of 55, and that might tell us where we end up at the end of October. And then our average days on market of the homes that did sell in the last 4 weeks, those 11 homes that sold, their average days on market was 26. So we can see that some of the older inventory that had been sitting a little bit has now closed. So that's actually a good sign. If you're a seller, you see the average days on market is now about 30 days. So that's still a big number. Again, you're taking 14 days on market in September. Look at the trend. So here's the trend. So 9 in August, September was 14 days, and now we've leapt up to 26 days for October, the last 4 weeks of October. So it's a little bit of September, a little bit of October there, but definitely telling a story that the things are taking a little longer to sell. So of those 11 homes, 7 of them were under 30 days, and 4 of them were in the 30 to 90 day range. So we can see quite a shift, right? Previously it had been all 5 were under 30 in September, and then 1 was 30 to 90, and we've seen that shift upwards. We're almost a good percentage was under 30 days, but now we've seen 4 of them were in the 30 to 90 day range. So it's beginning to become a split, if you will, between the days on market there of those 11 homes that sold. So there you go. There's a nice little summary of Morro Bay. I hope you've enjoyed that. Again, be sure to like and subscribe if you are interested in giving me your feedback. I would love it. I would love to hear what you think, what you want to hear, what you'd like me to report on. Definitely, I love the numbers. I love going and taking a look at the markets. I like looking at each of the little pockets. You know, everybody gets county reports and information from the news media. A lot of times it's stale. It's like 3 months old, 4 months old. And that's why I started doing this, because like, wait a minute, we're not really giving everybody what's going on today. So that's what we tried to do for you with good old Morro Bay. If you've been to Morro Bay, you know it's a great place to go play and enjoy. Got the beautiful Morro Rock and all the shops and restaurants to enjoy there along the strip there in Morro. So plenty to do, and hope you enjoyed that. Any questions, again, be sure to like and subscribe and message me below. Thanks again for joining, folks.